and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm talking about a topic that has been requested quite a lot recently. Basically, it's going to be about hair training. Does it work? Does it not work? What exactly is it, right? So, if you haven't heard about hair training before, it's basically a concept that you can possibly train your scalp to go longer in between washes. Like, say, if now you wash twice a week, you could potentially train it to go a month or even a year almost without washing. I think some people maybe go to those extremes. If you go back to like my very first Instagram posts, you'll see that at one point I was trying it out myself because I had heard a lot about it. You know, you can train your scalp, you can go longer, you can do certain things to help that and whatnot. Let's go at it from both the scientific point of view, I guess, and also the possibly just intuitive point of view. So, like I said, I did try it myself. And just for a little background, I have a naturally dry scalp. But all my life, I've always washed 2 to 3 times a week because, well, honestly, it's what my mom did. For me, it was like, okay, well, she washes her hair 2 to 3 times a week. I'm going to do that as well. It's just always been like that. I never really thought about it until I got into this whole hair care thing. And then I realized there's like different types of scalp. And, I have a naturally dry scalp, and I'm pretty sure my mom, she has an oily scalp. As does, part of my family, they have an oily scalp, but I have a dry scalp. If you combine it with the psoriasis, that adds to a sensitive scalp. But at the same time, I have PCOS, and so when I'm not taking hormonal pills, I notice more oiliness, and then my scalp goes to being more in the normal range instead of dry or oily. Basically, as far as scalp types go, it's kind of easy. If you wash your hair and then the next day right away it looks oily again, that's probably an oily scalp. At least if you're not using products that could cause buildup, because buildup will also make your scalp look oily right after washing. But if you're a person that can last 3 to 4 days without washing your hair and your scalp won't be itchy at all, and it might look oily, but you have no issues, then you very probably have a dry scalp. And so I remember when I started this whole hair training thing, for me, I was washing twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. And so I decided to just try it out. I wanted to wash once a week, see what would happen. And it was winter at the time. I think this was maybe, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. Um, and so that's what I did. One day I literally just decided to, I'm going to wash my hair today, and then I'm going to last 7 days, or try to last 7 days without washing my hair. And, I did. By day 3 or 4, I realized, oh, it's not that bad. Um, I did notice like a slight itchiness, but it was mainly just my psoriasis. So as long as I applied a little bit of treatment to the spot, the rest of my scalp was fine. And for the rest of the winter, I only washed my hair once a week. And it worked for me, it was actually pretty amazing. I had an especially dry scalp that winter, so I felt like washing it once a week was actually pretty great for me. Now, the thing is, that wasn't really hair training, it was just me realizing I have a dry scalp, I can wash less. I don't have to wash 2 to 3 times a week. And now in the summer I do wash twice a week, especially once like currently I'm not on hormonal pills for my PCOS, so I notice more oiliness. So I wash twice a week, but if I have a really dry scalp, or I just don't really have the time to wash my hair, once a week does work for me. It's something I can do because I have a dry scalp. Now, scientifically, if you just look at oil production on your scalp, or sebum as it's called, why everyone says that it's not possible to go and train your hair to wash less is because your scalp produces a certain amount of sebum or oil, and depending on your genetics and lifestyle and whatever it is, that kind of determines the speed it gets to that level. It's kind of like, for example, I have a dry scalp, so my scalp produces this much sebum or oil every time, right? But it takes my scalp like a week to get here, you know? Now, someone else could produce the same amount of sebum, but it could take them a day to get there. And that's an oily scalp. And that depends on your genetics or lifestyle. You know, if you go to the gym a lot, or a lot of things depend on this. But the thing is, your scalp will never produce more sebum than this level right here. Like, it's, you know, this is the level of the scalp. And so basically when you're washing, what you're doing is you're washing this away and allowing your scalp to produce more sebum, more oil, and it's going to get to this level again. So in a way, you know, a lot of people could interpret that as, okay, so if it only gets to this level, that means I could wash my hair once a year and it'll stay at this level. And while technically true, what you're also doing is you're allowing a lot of dirt and buildup and dust and just a lot of other things to get attached to that sebum, to that oil. And that can cause health issues, that can cause dandruff, that can cause like a bunch of infections. You know, there's a lot of things that come with it. And even more, you know, if you're hair training and you're using dry shampoo a lot, that's going to cause so much buildup. It's going to clog the pores on your scalp. And, you know, it eventually it could literally stunt your hair growth because it will be so, like, you will have so much buildup on your scalp. It's not healthy. You won't be able to grow your hair, you know. And, you know, if you want to try it, go for it. But I will say, scientifically, as well as in my experience, it doesn't work the way they say it does. And even if it does work, you have to be really careful with the infections you could get, and, you know, possibly just get basically no hair growth again because of all the buildup and the infection and everything. And so, in my opinion, does it work? Is it worth it? No. But, you know, I'm never one to tell people, like, don't do it because it, you know, it might work for someone. All I know is that scientifically, as well as for me, it just didn't work. A whole other thing is people that don't wash a lot or that go for the hair training thing, they say that, well, you know, it's really unhealthy to wash your hair that often. And it's partly true because when you wash your hair, your shampoo is going to strip your hair of all the oils, as in the sebum on your scalp, as well as, you know, some lipids on your hair. Because the shampoo doesn't differentiate, oh, these are different types of oils. It just takes away all the oil on your hair, you know, from top to bottom. And it could be that if you shampoo too often, it'll potentially take away oils from your length, or lipids technically, that can't really be replaced, and, you know, that'll cause breakage. So my solution to that is, and I do have a whole video on this, pre-poo. Before washing your hair, apply a hair mask, a specific hair mask for pre-showering. Or, you know, just coconut oil. If you want to go with an oil, go for coconut oil because it's the only one that would work all by itself. And just apply that to your length, and what this will do is protect your length from the shampoo. In that case, the shampoo will basically remove the coconut oil or the hair mask, and it will protect your length more. You know, your natural oils might stay more. And ask anyone. I think that's one thing that most people in the hair care community would agree on, whether they go with the scientific way or the intuitive way or the organic, whatever, you know, whatever way they're going. I think that's one thing that every person would possibly agree on. Put something on your length and ends before you shampoo your hair. It might seem like a lot, but, you know, even if you're not doing a hair mask in the shower, like, if you want to do a simple shampoo conditioner routine and nothing else, I would tell you just do a pre-poo. Like, if you want to add just one thing to your routine, do that. And you will see the biggest difference because it will protect your hair from the damage that shampoo can possibly cause, especially if you're using a harsh one. So if you're a person that washes often, like every other day or so, I would obviously suggest a more gentle shampoo, something literally called maybe a daily shampoo. I've tried a few from John Masters Organics. I use them a lot if we go out, like, swimming, or if on vacation, whatnot, where I sometimes wash my hair daily. Then I use a gentle shampoo. Might not work for you, but that's what since I'm not a person that washes my hair often. Anyway, I hope that answered your question on hair training, on whether or not it's worth it. I tried not to make it too long because it's not really a subject that has a lot to go by. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any ideas or for future videos, or if you like the video, just comment below and I'll try to get back to you as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.